Liam, there's been some really good victories this season so far, but that must be way up there. That must have been a special one for you and the side.
Yeah, it was outstanding. To be fair, I think you look at the players. The biggest thing I think is how they responded to going down to 10 men. I think we spoke about it, just how calm they stayed, how didn't panic, didn't look flustered. I thought we showed real good composure in what could potentially be a real difficult situation. And again, it kind of epitomises what the group's about. Honesty, hard work, sticking together. We spoke a lot this year, haven't we, about being team first and having such a strong culture, and that's what sees you through moments like that. So yeah, it was a terrific moment. For the players, for the staff, and for the fans as well. I have to say the away support was incredible again, and especially when you're down to 10 men, having a following like that, it does get you through. I think a lot of coaches, managers say it, but it genuinely does. When you're flat out on your feet and you need to make an extra meter, having that support does get you there. So it was all round. I think just for the club in general, it was a terrific weekend.
You've consistently said never too up when you're up, never too down when you're down. Have you seen any signs of those players getting a little up?
No, I think that's probably the most refreshing thing about the group. They're so level-headed, and we don't have any real egos or arrogance in the team. Which I think we're conscious of it. We're aware of it. It's not by luck that it's some good recruitment, I think, and then also driving home a message of it's taking it game by game, not panicking if it goes wrong, and not getting too carried away. And I think that's why you see the players stay so level and so calm in them moments. Because it isn't a be all and end all on one game. So, yeah, again, I can't speak highly enough of the group in terms of how level they stay and how focused they are.
Mo Isa had a little bit of criticism thrown in his way earlier in the season, not coming up with the goals, but he's really starting to find his feet, in front of goals, scoring those goals, and important ones as well.
Yeah, I mean, what a terrific finish as well. I think he was after a lot of people in terms of when you look at Mo's background in terms of route into the game and then coming to play here and adapting to the style. That doesn't happen overnight. I think some players it works quickly for, other players need a little bit more time, and I think he was having the chances as well early on. It wasn't like he wasn't getting into good goal scoring positions. So I've said to Mo all along, I know he'll score goals and it will happen. So I think the key to it is him understanding that you need to work at it, you need to look at it, you need to improve and develop on it, and it will then transfer into the game. And fair play to him for buying into that.
Hugely important to follow up that victory with a win tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've spoken a lot about that game to game. I think the danger is you look at it and go right, it should happen, but we know it's a really really tough game again. We had an extremely difficult game down at their place really early on in the season, and we expect that again tomorrow night. And it's say it often to the lads, don't talk around winning, don't think about winning. It's about all the actions that you need to do to get you there, and that was the same message last Saturday. It was play with intensity, play with discipline, play with focus, play with real bravery, and if you get the team doing that and individually you own that, then the rest will take care of itself as it did last Saturday. So that'll be the same message. It won't be go out, we have to win this one. That won't be the message at all. It will be it's a real tough game, lads. You need to make sure that you're a maximum to try and get something from it.
A lot of fans have been talking about the role that David Kasumi played in that victory as well, and what he does for the side in the middle of the park. And important to have him back, isn't he? He offers you something maybe that that is different, that you don't have in any other player.
Yeah, he had a real good impact. I think second half. You see it with Mo's goal, how well he steps on. And that change of pace and that aggression he has to regain it was terrific. And then the quality at the end of it was nice to see as well. The timing and the weight, the pass for Mo. He couldn't have said it any better for him. So he had a real good impact. I think he's obviously had a stop-start season. He's really progressed, I think, in a lot of areas though, which I've been really pleased with. And it's now a case of making sure that we manage him properly to keep building him up, because he's missed a large chunk of football. So what we don't want to do is throw him in and stretch him on 90s every single minute of every single game, because he's not quite ready for that yet. So him with a lot of the other guys need to be ready to step in and do what he did on Saturday, and that for me is really important, that the squad are all ready to go.
It would be really nice for David to have stay injury free for a year, just to see how much he can develop, because you say there's been development there, but obviously that development is quite difficult when you're not playing week in, week out. You play 2 weeks, you get injured. You play 3 weeks, you get injured. He needs a consistent run, injury free, to really see what he's capable of.
Yeah, and I think it's understanding aspects of it. I think when you look at it, there's development on the pitch. There's also development off the pitch, and I think you forget how young some of the guys are. I think they're still so early, some of them in their careers, that they still need to develop certain elite behaviours that will allow them to become the best player they can be. And I think David, with quite a few of the other guys, I think when you look at it in terms of owning your own program, whether it's training, whether it's diet, whether it's sleep, whether it's recovery, whether it's doing extras, studying the game, whatever it might be, there's no coincidence. The people at the top of the game or the top of their industries obsess on improving and developing. And that with quite a few of the guys here, I've seen real progress in them really owning their programs and making strides off the pitch, which then you're able to hit your maximum on the pitch. You're able to sustain performance. You're able to make the most of the potential that you have. So Dave is definitely one of them. He's shown real progress in stepping up and owning his program, which will will only benefit him in the long term.
That's great, super. Thanks very much, Liam.
Just spoken to Harry Darling about scoring from corners, because it's something that Dons have notoriously struggled with down the years. What's changed? I mean, as he mentioned that you guys are focusing on those attacking set plays a little bit more.
Yeah, look, huge credit. I think attacking and defending set pieces to Chris Hogg and Lewis Price. They own them aspects, and I think Hoggy's done a great job with the guys in terms of getting them to own aspects of it whilst giving them the framework from it. So I actually think if you and like I said, Hoggy does a lot of work on it. If you were to look at the percentage of first contacts we have has been high, but then we haven't actually scored enough goals from it. So I think it's reinforcing the discipline required. The importance of doing your job on set pieces. If we want to create, it's not as easy as just slinging it in the box and hoping you score. I think there's a lot more detail, and discipline required to make that happen. And again, that's another sign of progress, that we are looking a lot more dangerous from set pieces. And like I said, credit to the players, but also a huge amount of credit to Hoggy on the attacking and Pricey on the defending set pieces. To get the group to progress in them areas.
Well, yeah, so that's taken the next question as well, hasn't it? The fact that it's defensive set plays as well just seem so calm at the back, and with Jamie coming and claiming a lot of those, and just having that aerial threat of the likes of Harry Darling, Dean Lewington, Warren O'Hara, but they all well drilled, and teams just look completely nullified when they have those set pieces now.
Yeah, and I think it starts with a desire to defend it. I think that's probably the most. You can give them all the structure in the world, and you can tell them you have to do this is what the opposition do, etc. But if you haven't got people that want to defend it and want to go and attack it and want to hit the ball and are proactive, then the setup becomes irrelevant. So I think first and foremost, huge credit to the guys, the players that want to attack it and want to defend, and then obviously the detail that Pricey goes into, the time he spends studying what the opposition do and how we need to set up to get success. It's a lot of work that goes into it, and that's again where I feel really fortunate with the staff I have, that they obsess on the details, and they're so hard working that's why you see a lot of the stuff that you see at weekends.
On Cheltenham, then, they look like they're a team that's tough to beat at the minute. They're picking up a lot of draws, but they're crucially, I suppose, they're not losing games either.
No, they're on a really good run when you look at I think I looked at the last 12 games they've played, and when you look at the, like I say, it might not be many wins, but they've had some really big points against some really difficult sides, and I knew at the start of the year when we played against them that they'd be a difficult team to play against for a lot of teams in this league, because of how well coached they are. Really disciplined, really well structured, really well organised. Really strong group. It looks culturally, really honest and hard working, and they've got some real threats in there. So yeah, you have to give huge credit in terms of the staff they have there and how they've set them up. So be a tough game, be a really difficult game, one where again we know we have to be at our maximum in terms of intensity, in terms of focus, the discipline we play with, and we get them right, then it'll be a good game.